Disclaimer.
Welcome back to another episode of Higher Zone. Today on the menu, we got mind-bending, mysterious TikToks they don't want you to see. Yes. Before we get into these videos though, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell for every time I drop, you get to watch them with me. And if you ain't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe. What are you waiting for? We about to be the lit family on here, okay? We not playing. We coming with straight fire. With that being said, let's get into this heat.
That came out, man. That was pretty gruesome right there.
Man, that shit crazy.
What's your thoughts on the video?
Well,
Yo.
wow.
Good.
That is crazy. That is absolutely crazy. Live on cam. Listen, some people say King Yella should have never touched Unc 607 cup, but Unc 607 told him he can touch the cup. So there's things you people don't understand. If that cup is connected spiritually and Unc 607 told King Yella to touch it, it's totally fine. It's totally fine. But if you go touch that cup on some big man, oh yeah, I can touch the cup, and you fucked around and find out.
Y'all have no idea the emotions people are feeling right now, or maybe you do because you probably are processing these things as well too. But people are realizing the great American dream is a lie. Everything that they have been sold is basically being taken right in front of them right now via this new administration. People are also confused as to why a basic necessity like food is hard to come across or even pay for. Like, that is a human right in order to have. But people are crashing out all over the place, y'all.
Boomers want to know what it's like being young in 2025? Here it is. I just got off an 8-hour shift at work where I make double minimum wage in my state. I hop in my car, check my banking app. Cool, I've got $50 to last me till next week. Then I remember, oh shit, I have to run to Walmart because the wire in my bra snapped. I don't have underwear because it keeps going missing. My eyelash curler broke, and I have no food. I bought 4 things. 4 fucking things, and it came out to $40! I'm living off granola bars. But I hop my depressed ass back in my car, and I look at my banking app again. Oh, cool, I've got $10 now to last me till next week. I try to drive, but my car keeps misfiring. I can't afford to fix that. So I keep on parking, turning off my car, turning it back on, until it decides to act right. 30 minutes later, I'm finally heading home to my 4 roommates. I pay $8.50 a month. Now, given that's everything included,
Crazy.
but $8.50 a month with 4 roommates. Remember back in the good old days when a man could afford to feed, raise, house his family on minimum wage, and he had a second family on the side who he also
Crazy,
housed, fed, and raised. You know what I say to all that? Fuck you. You guys had it so fucking easy, and then you destroyed everything behind you.
So as it turns out, the student loans that I've been paying $1,500 a month for 2 years have a 17% interest rate. So what I thought I've been paying off for all this time, I'm actually, I owe more than what I started off with. What the fuck? So, Jeff Bezos, this would be a really cool fucking time to Venmo me, bro. I owe $90,000, and I didn't even spend that much on school. Any rich person, please tap in. Kourtney Kardashian, you probably have 8 houses. I'm never gonna be able to buy one because I went to college. I just signed up to be an egg donor. Guess what? Got approved. Who wants my fucking kids? I can't afford them, so start a bidding war. Just fucking take them. What do you want? My left arm too? What the fuck am I supposed to do? I'm gonna be in debt for my whole fucking life. How does that even make sense? I signed up for this shit when I was 17. This should not be legal, bro.
Damn.
I I got upset about it at work, and my coworker was like, don't you have like a rich relative who can pay that for you? No, my family's poor. Like, no. And the worst fucking part is, bro, look where I am. Like, I can't go in because I can't spend money, but I just want to be here because it makes me feel better.
My name is Jim Bennett. I'm a 100% disabled veteran with PTSD. It took a suicide attempt to get attention from the federal government because I was living in a shack without a shower. They have the money! They spent over $1 trillion on Afghanistan. I worked in the Pentagon before 9/11. I went to Afghanistan in 2011 and 2012. They have the fucking
So apparently
money!
America has the money. They're just choosing not to pay people, and instead they're giving money to other countries. Like, why is that? How come you rather take care of other countries but not your own country? It's like the CEO of our country, aka Donald Trump, wants to pay the other CEOs people's country, like Ukraine and all this type of stuff. Like, why wouldn't you want to take care of your people? But if you guys understand how America was built in the first place, of how they didn't want certain groups of people to prosper, you know what I'm saying? And why healthcare exists in every other country, and why free healthcare exists in every other country but America, because they didn't want a certain group of people to prosper, then y'all know this is spiritual karma coming back around, y'all. The age of Aquarius is not playing. But yes, y'all, everyone is saying the American dream is dead, you know. Good thing I'm not American, you know. Let me know what you guys think about this video. Let's continue to get this shift. Y'all hear it, y'all feel it. Let's get it.
Diabolical, man. This is straight up diabolical. I mean, you get up early in the morning, put the babies on the bus, you go to work, killing yourself, busting your ass. You get paid, you look at that paycheck, the math ain't mathing. The math ain't mathing. For the hard work you've been doing, standing on your feet 8 hours plus, you get that paycheck, the math ain't mathing. They taking all kinds of tax away. Then you gotta buy food for the babies. You gotta buy clothes for the babies. You gotta put gas in that car to go to work. You gotta pay for somewhere to sleep because you ain't trying to be out in the rain. And when you look at that bank account, zap. That bank account look like Space Guard hit it with the zap gun. Clean. It's not fair. These elites been keeping us down way too long. Way too long. And what they had planned backfired. You can't treat one group of people one way and treat the other way. Somewhere down the line, that plan is gonna get scrambled. And it wasn't the best plan. As y'all can see, the plan's been scrambled. Everybody's paying for it now. Meanwhile, they got houses all over the world. They got food, they got gas, they got cars. They laugh at us, but we still out here fighting each other. We still out here killing each other. We still out here spewing hate amongst each other. Why not attack the elites? Why not look at the big dogs? Why not look at the big dogs for once? Which planet is this again?
Police just found a man living in the crawl space underneath someone's home in Portland, Oregon. And what this brother was doing was way beyond squatting. He was standing 10 toes down. He had a bed, string up lights, televisions, chargers, and even a freaking PS5 all plugged into the condo's power source. Through an extension he ran through their vent. But you know what's even crazier? Police were called to this property after a witness reported seeing a man who was not known as a resident parking his car and walking towards the back of one of the buildings. Bro had a freaking car. And it somehow gets even crazier because when police arrived, they discovered that the owner's keys, which unlocked the small door opening, didn't work. That's because this guy, yes, changed the locks on their doors. Now, when police broke through the door, they discovered a 40-year-old man named Benaiman Bakur just chilling inside. A freaking meth pipe was also found in the space. So next time you hear a strange noise coming from your attic or crawl space, it could be nothing. Or it could be a 40-year-old man playing Fortnite.
That ninja was living the American dream. Free 99. That's how you know times are rough. Times are rough. People will go under your house and create their own living space. I done heard it all.
If you knew what a messy room or surrounding in your environment could do to your reality, you would have a spotless home. But many people don't know. Wait until you hear this. So we know that the organs in the human body are not in random places. They're not strewn about. They're designed and they fit specifically. They have specific things that they do. You may be thinking, what the Sam damn does that have to do with a messy room? Well, your immediate surroundings are an extension of your reality, and they have a large role to play in it. This is why ancient cultures talk all about, for example, Chinese feng shui. You don't have a Messerschmitt in the middle of your house because that clutters your mind. It clutters your consciousness. They say that cleanliness is next to godliness, and that literally is more true than you may think. You don't want to have a messy drawer, a messy stuff. You don't put stuff down, you put it away. That's something you can think of when you walk into your house. Don't put it down, put it away. Keep things neat and tidy, and it sharpens your consciousness. And they even did studies about this. Messy houses, messy rooms, messy, if your freaking office is a mess, your mind will not be able to sharpen and hone and focus as much as it is capable of. And the coolest thing about this has to do with manifestation as well. If you don't even take care of your surroundings, if you don't take care of that room in your house, how do you expect to take care and manifest and be able to do all this extra other stuff when you can't even take care of what's right in front of your face?
That is absolutely right. I heard a saying, you can't even wash your dishes in the sink, but you want to come up. You can't wash the dishes in your sink, but you want to come up. Make it make sense.
Look at him. Look at him.
Oh,
look at him.
So,
high as fuck. High as fucking on the job.
Like I told
Gonna
you.
come and deal with shit.
No. Like I told you, you're coming off a double and you got on a bad back.
That's alright.
Nice.
Yep. Call your sergeant right now. Call your sergeant.
We're not gonna.
Call your sergeant. Call your sergeant. I want your sergeant here. I have my rights to call a sergeant here. So call your sergeant right now.
Alright, we're gonna
call your sergeant. What's your name?
Officer Mason.
What's your name? What's your name?
They are
protecting him. What's your name?
What's my name?
Yes.
Officer Sapinski.
And what's your name? Probably don't even know. Can't even speak. Nope. No, this motherfucker's high. Look at him.
No, I'm
gonna lose your job, motherfucker. Gonna lose your job. Gonna lose your job, motherfucker. Look at him. Look at him. Gonna lose his job. Gonna lose his job. The drunk motherfucker coming to the job, trying to correct me. Yup. Look at him. Call your sergeant. Call your sergeant. Yeah. Trying to protect his boyfriend. I would be ashamed of having him as a partner too. I would. Fucking disgrace. Disgrace, bro. This guy. Look at this guy. No.
You guys go leave. Come on.
No, I want to talk to the sergeant.
There's no sergeant.
I want to get him fired.
Yeah,
he's gonna get
fired.
fired.
He's fine.
Come
on,
Joseph.
Yeah.
Come on, buddy.
I want to
We're
talk.
all talking.
And come at me
All
wrong.
having a good time, buddy.
He never came in on you. Nobody.
Nobody's
He's doing his
disrespecting you
job.
or
He
nothing,
came
buddy.
in.
Come on, buddy.
It's funny. It's funny.
such a civil issue.
No.
Close the door on him.
Oh, let's go.
Close the door. Nah. Why are you touching me? Don't touch me.
You're in my personal space.
I'm not in your personal
Yes,
space.
you are, man.
You're protecting your buddy. Nope.
Let's go back to the
you
house.
can arrest me for this.
No,
go right ahead.
I can't.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Look at him. Look at him. What you do, buddy?
What?
What you do?
What do you mean? What I do? I didn't do anything.
Did you shoot up? Too much shrooms?
Okay.
Or something? What's wrong, buddy? Too much to drink on the job? Nope. And you can stop touching me. Don't fucking touch me.
Listen, you're in
Don't
personal
fucking touch
space.
me. I'm not in your personal
You
space.
just work.
Why? Because I got your buddy fucking high as fuck?
I told you, he has a bad back and he worked a fucking double.
Oh, yeah, that's why he's acting like that. You can stop trying to push up on me, bro.
I'm not. I'm
What-
standing right here.
What's your name and badge number?
I already told you. Officer Sapinski, my badge number is
All right.
163.
For touching me, we're gonna go.
Really?
Okay? Yep.
Rules should apply to everyone, okay? Just because you're a cop, cannot get high on the job, cannot drink on the job. Ain't nobody special. This is what's wrong with our society. In fact, the United States. You don't see videos like this come across your For You page of overseas cops looking like our cops. Our cops set a bad view to all over the world. Bad example, bro. I mean, the view that we give the rest of the world is basically a movie. That's why they take us as a joke, okay? They take us as a joke. Chat, I can't even really go in on this topic right here. Please drop it down below. I mean, there's good cops out there, don't get me wrong. Do not get me wrong. That right there, we don't need that. A cop that's drunk or high with a gun on his side, that is diabolical. Comment down below.
Alright, man, this shit gotta stop, man. You and y'all, this massa better, this massa, man, y'all don't even know what's going on, man. Y'all trying your hardest to outrage over President Trump. Oh, man, he's talking about black people. Nigga ain't saying nothing about black people. Watch this.
Frankly, they were born to be criminals, and they're tough and mean, and they'll cut your throat, and they won't even think about it the next day. They won't even remember that they did it. And we're not going to have those people.
But y'all feel so guilty. I guess you like black people were criminals, right? But shit, when Biden said, nigga, just vote them in again.
It doesn't matter whether or not they're the victims of society. The end result is they're about to knock my mother on the head with a lead pipe, shoot my sister, beat up my wife, take on my sons. They must take it off the street. Tens of thousands of them, born out of wedlock, without parents, without supervision, without any structure, without any conscience developing, they will, or a portion of them will, become the predators 15 years from now to protect my family and yours from them. They are beyond the pale, many of those people. Beyond the pale. And it's a sad commentary on society. We have no choice but to take them out of society.
The selective outrage. Y'all just be getting fooled off the narrative. Just like when they be like, oh, he's racist. You don't remember when the racist KKK rally and people ran, a car ran through all them people and Trump was racist then. That's when he was racist. Check this out.
Anyone who acted criminally in this weekend's racist violence, you will be held fully accountable. As I said on Saturday, we condemn in the strongest possible terms this egregious display of hatred, bigotry, and violence. It has no place in America. And as I have said many times before, no matter the color of our skin, we all live under the same laws. We all salute the same great flag. And we are all made by the same Almighty God. Racism is evil. Racism is evil. Racism is evil. Racism is evil. And those who cause violence in its name are criminals and thugs, including the KKK, neo-Nazis, white supremacists, and other hate groups that are repugnant to everything we hold dear as Americans, including the KKK, neo-Nazis, white supremacists, and other hate groups that are repugnant to everything we hold dear as Americans.
See how they be playing the narrative, nigga? Your dog say he coming in to clean the swamp. There's a reason why Kanye went up there and said Bush don't like black people. There's a reason why Bush hangs with Michelle Obama, man. If y'all don't understand, Orange Man is going at the government, both sides. If y'all don't understand that shit, and what's even sad, he's doing the same thing that they're doing. Only thing that is, he's doing it with and purposes. And then y'all don't understand how transparent he is. He ain't from a fucking senator. He ain't go to school for this shit. He's a rich person. He talk like I talk, dog. You see, he politically correct. Fuck, y'all gotta have comprehension and communication skills to understand what the fuck I be talking about, bro. Life is about communication, bro. And at the end of the day, he be 100 with you, transparent. That's why he in. Nigga, the world is tired of the bullshit. He's exposing y'all, bro, for what it is. And it is sad work. That's why y'all don't understand. Y'all think some of these black people are Uncle Tom. Nah, man, we ain't picking shit. We watching this motherfucker internal affairs bring this bitch down, bro. The only motherfucker that will ever fight the machine, and he's doing it. Let the man cook. The fuck is wrong with y'all, bro? Stop using this fake emotion, man. You got a man in Chicago out here talking about, man, let crime happen all before he can just get money and keep skeeching over y'all lives. Y'all gotta wake up, man. Like I said, my president Malcolm X, but I ain't no goofy. This Hood News Radio, man. Y'all comment and tell me what you think. Cheers.
Like political presidential talk to me, and I know people have talked to you about whether or not you want to run. Would you ever?
Probably wouldn't, but I do get tired of seeing what's happening with this country, and if it got so bad, I would never want to rule it out totally, because I really am tired of seeing what's happening with this country, and if I did decide to do it, I think I'd be inclined, I would say that I would have a hell of a chance of winning, because I think people, I don't know how your audience feels, but I think people are tired of seeing the United States ripped off. And I can't promise you everything, but I can tell you one thing, this country would make one hell of a lot of money from those people that for 25 years have taken advantage. It wouldn't be the way it's been.
Everybody's entitled to their opinion. This is what you do with that opinion. It's the message you spread with that opinion. Because a lot of people spread false narratives. You ain't gotta like the man, even if you like the man. Speak the truth. We're not gonna like everything he does, but he damn sure better than the other people that was there. I'll let you know that now. But Rock ain't do ish for us. In fact, he down with the Pizza Club for all I know. Trump is the last trumpet. Don't let that go over your head.
Guys, we have this movie on Netflix now. Watch it. It's so crazy.
they came from. They hunted humans everywhere.
This movie is
devouring
crazy, guys.
Most of the population. The remaining survivors
And it's
built
now on
massive
Netflix.
walls to protect themselves from the giants. Since
my
then,
God.
no one dared to step outside the walls.
This is like the best crazy movie on
Netflix.
Netflix.
Aaron, Mikasa, and Armin were playing near the wall when they stumbled
Oh my
upon
God.
a metal plate with a picture of the ocean printed on it. Born and raised within the walls, they had never seen the outside.
Look at that. This movie is crazy, guys. It's like the best science fiction movie.
They decided to climb the wall to see
Oh
for
my
themselves.
god. These kids are stupid.
Stopped by patrolling guards. As
Oh
the
my
guards
god.
scolded them, the wall, which had been peaceful for a century, suddenly began
Oh
to
my
shake
god.
violently. Birds in the
Look
sky
at that.
scattered in panic. Then a terrifying roar echoed from beyond.
Whoa. This movie is crazy, guys. It's in another level.
The giant began to kick the wall violently. Within moments, it created
Oh my god,
As
guys.
if its mission was complete, the giant vanished into the smoke.
Look at that. This movie is crazy.
Countless other giants poured through the opening into the
Whoa.
The soldiers near the wall immediately opened fire, but the
Oh my
giants
god, look at this.
even when injured, they healed.
Go watch it on Netflix. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's pick and choose for me what I watch. This one I'm definitely gonna watch. Tap in.
Wall Street isn't about money. It's about children. It's about the governments and fucking selling children. Okay, yes, money says. Now, like when I worked in the car business, they don't even need to sell all those cars. No. Because they're already paid by your straw man. You walk in there and sign a deal, your account is supposed to pay for everything in your life. Right. You don't work. There's no working. No. But they changed it in the 1900s and created the banking industry, which goes back to Phoenician times. Okay, they would tax you in one way or another and create banking in Phoenician times. You're talking over in the Middle East, okay? Yep. It goes crazy. Now, ancient Egypt isn't in Egypt. It's actually in the Grand Canyon. They don't want you to know that. Yeah, I suspected that. There's pyramids down there. There's pyramids in the Bermuda Triangle. That's why they lie to you about the Bermuda Triangle. It's a fucking lie. Right. Because there's space stations down there. The extraterrestrials come out of our waters and they go down to the next world. Right. Okay, it doesn't always go up through domes because you have to have a certain frequency to get through a dome. So a lot of them go down through the shoals under the earth of the whole plane of Earth and come up through oceans. We don't have that technology because we're only 8,000 years old. Right. They have it and have been fucking monitoring us since we were born. Right. But we don't know that because we're stupid and we pay attention to television.
Wake y'all asses up, okay? Wake up.
Today, General Motors will tell roughly 1,000 of its dealers their days of selling GM vehicles will end by next year.
45% of dealerships closing permanently. $847 billion in unsold inventory rotting on lots. I'm standing in what used to be Heritage Ford in Omaha, Nebraska, watching auctioneers sell off everything from hydraulic lifts to coffee machines. This dealership served 3 generations of families for 67 years. It survived the Great Depression, World War II, and the 2008 financial crisis. But it couldn't survive 2025. The auctioneer just sold a $25,000 diagnostic computer for $800. Customer waiting room furniture that cost $15,000 went for $200. Even the American flag from the showroom sold for $12 to a scrap dealer who wanted the pole. I never thought I'd see the day, says Robert Morrison, whose grandfather started this dealership in 1958. We survived everything, but we can't survive customers who refuse to buy cars at any price. This isn't just about one dealership. This is about the complete destruction of automotive retail as we know it. And what's happening right now will change American transportation forever. The $847 billion graveyard. But to understand how 45% of dealerships are closing, you need to see the numbers that are destroying the entire automotive industry right now. $847 billion. That's the value of unsold vehicles sitting on dealer lots across America. To put that in perspective, that's more than the GDP of most countries. It's enough money to buy every house in Texas, and it's all tied up in cars that nobody wants. The average dealership is carrying 340 days of inventory. In a healthy market, 60 days is considered normal. 90 days is a problem. 340 days is financial suicide. I'm paying $127,000 monthly just to keep my inventory financed, explains Mike Rodriguez, who runs a Chevrolet dealership in Phoenix. That's $4,200 daily, whether I sell 1 car or 50 cars. Every morning, I wake up $4,200 poorer than when I went to sleep. Mike's dealership used to sell 240 cars monthly. Last month, he sold 18. 18 cars. His monthly overhead is $156,000, whether he sells one car or 300. The mathematics are impossible. But here's what makes this collapse different from every previous automotive downturn. The cars aren't just slow sellers, they're actively becoming worthless. I'm walking through Mike's lot at 6 a.m. before customers arrive, and what I see represents the biggest automotive disaster in America.
Care less about the auto industry. You wanna know why? People can't eat. Says her damn bra pop, she can't get another bra. People cannot eat. It's rough out here. And y'all charging an arm, leg, 2 toes, and 5 fingers for a damn car. Can't nobody afford that? And we don't feel sorry for your damn dealership. People need food. People need security. People need a peace of mind. That's what we looking for. Not your damn auto dealership. Who cares if it closed? And what the hell y'all do with the cars anyway y'all don't sell? There's been a lot of cars that haven't been sold. Same thing y'all been doing with them? Do that. Fuck.
Yo, the game just changed in the Jeffrey Epstein saga with a monster revelation that makes President Trump the hero of the entire story. Speaker of the House Mike Johnson saying that Donald Trump was a undercover FBI informant to take down Jeffrey Epstein. This clip breaking right now.
He's not saying that what Epstein did is a hoax. It's a terrible, unspeakable evil. He believes that himself. When he first heard the rumor, he kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago. He was an FBI informant to try to take this stuff down. The president knows and has great sympathy for the women who have suffered these unspeakable harms. It's detestable to him. He and I have spoken about this as recently as 24 hours ago.
Now, this is also something that Congresswoman Nancy Mace has said recently in a tweet this week, that President Trump was an undercover FBI informant. And what we know from the lawyers that represent the Epstein victims was that President Trump was the #1 dude who worked with them. Trump helped the lawyers put Jeffrey Epstein behind bars.
The only thing that I can say about President Trump is that he is the only person who, in 2009, when I served a lot of subpoenas on a lot of people, or at least gave notice to some pretty connected people that I wanted to talk to them, he is the only person who picked up the phone and said, let's just talk. I'll give you as much time as you want. I'll tell you what you need to know, and was very helpful in the information that he gave, and gave no indication whatsoever that he was involved in anything untoward whatsoever, but had good information that checked out and that helped us, and that we didn't have to take a deposition of him.
That was in 2009?
That was in 2009.
The way I read this is it absolutely makes President Trump the hero of the Epstein saga. Perhaps it explains why he gets so upset when people ask about it. And now they're just going to come clean about how Donald Trump was the person who actually fought to take down the pedophile. That's a wild story. They should just come out with this. The FBI should release the documents. They should just say, yep, it was actually President Trump the whole time.
This might be the most mysterious case ever, and I mean it.
You know what the Jeffrey Epstein pedophile blackmail rings is really about? That's not all it is. It's not just people are into kids, dude. The way that they do this is they are calling on demons inside of satanic ritual abuse ceremonies. And the way that you get power, which all of them have done, that's why they have power. You cannot believe in the Force if you want, but all of the Sith guys, they're all using the red lightsabers and learning how to do weird stuff and sacrificing chickens and people and all kinds of stuff in order to gain power. And guess what? They have the power. So whether you want to believe in the power of the Force and whether God's real or not, that's on you. But I'm telling you, these blackmail operations are not just blackmail operations. They are ritual abuse ceremonies. And these people at the top of these, all of the institutes where you get your news, where you get your movies, where you get your shows, where you get your music, where you get your food, everywhere, they're all connected in these secret societies. And the reason they're secret is because the way that they gain power is to sin. And you can't sin normally. They have to sin at an egregious rate. It usually involves sacrifice, and there's different ways of sacrificing. Why do you think all the most famous people's kids are all trans? Why do you think a lot of people who made it in the world, before they had their big break, one of their parents died, or their brother died, or somebody died in their family? There is something in this where you have to essentially reach into something with deep affection that you deeply love, and you have to kill it. You have to sacrifice it in order to sin enough to get access to these next levels. And so that has to be kept secret, because normal people that figure out that you are traumatizing people in order to control them later, which I'm going to explain in a second, would be shocked. When you traumatically abuse somebody, their psyche, their brain, when they can't escape the traumatic abuse, partitions, it divides. It breaks into a different category of themselves. And so these people program people after abuse. There's stories of these 6-year-olds where the grandparents who are in these elite circles who tie their family bloodline, whether it's true or not, they believe it's true, they tie their family bloodline for thousands of years to Nephilim, or demons that mated with people, in their opinion, right, and had babies. And so they believe they have special power, and they've been doing this for thousands of years. And they'll do abuse after abuse, after ritual, after sin, all for the purpose of gaining more power and influence and sinning deeper and creating a seed, a child that can handle more demonic power. I know this sounds crazy, but look around and it makes sense. They divide a person, like in Born Identity, where they shocked him. This grandfather of this Nathan Reynolds used to put him in the bathtub and drown him, essentially, and then bring him back up and CPR him and get him back to life. And then the traumatic abuse, then they reprogram you and they have a smell like lilac or something like that for you to trigger that different personality. That's how they're able, like Winter Soldier, right? Captain America. When he gives them that verbal command, 37942, you can buck. That's his handler, the person who was there during the traumatic breaking, like Kanye West and all them said that they have, that basically gives them cocktails of drugs and keeps them under control. The bad guys are real. All I'm saying is, might be a good idea to pray a little. Go after Jesus.
I don't know which kind of rituals he been watching or who showed him that ritual, but that's his opinion. I ain't gonna say nothing. But what I know is it will remove your soul, put a demonic soul in your body, okay? This is not a game. This ain't no joke. This ain't no made up business. This is real tea, okay? We serving real tea today.
And he's not the only one, y'all. Now, whenever we see these celebrities looking drastically different, they always want to point out to their diet or they're playing a new role. But y'all, Hollywood is losing their power. They are losing their juice. Now, metaphorically speaking, for entertainment purposes only, TikTok, if Hollywood is really what they've always whispered about, you know, full of vampires, now, wouldn't this make sense? We all know vampires feed on energy, attention, life force, and sometimes, yes, and people aren't feeding them this type of energy anymore. Because think about it, when was the last time you cared about what The Rock was cooking? Right? When was the last time you thought about what The Rock was, was smelling? You know what I'm saying? And like I said, he's not the only one out there. They're just coming out one by one, showing y'all they are losing their power. Slowly but surely, they are revealing their true self, y'all, because we're entering a new age. People are too busy trying to survive in this matrix, and you think people have time to give these celebrities energy anymore? Because that's the only thing that was really keeping them alive. I mean, look at this. Look at Angelina Jolie. Y'all seen her? It's all in the fingers. Look at that. Y'all remember that? Khloe Kardashian? Y'all remember what they did to her? Look at this. Look at that. What's going on with the fingers? What's going on with their hands, y'all? What's going on with their hands? So if all this time they've been solely feeding off our energy, what do you think is happening now since people aren't paying attention to them? This is exactly what's happening, y'all. They're starting to fade away. They're about to become the fallen stars. That's why we see stars falling out of the sky now, y'all. But yeah, the shift is here. Let me know what you guys think about this video, y'all. Like, follow, and share for more videos like this.
Get that boy some milk. That boy look like he need one of those nutriments. That boy look like he need a nutriment. Yo, pause. That boy head look. I'm not even gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. These Hollywood people need to go. What they waiting for, bro? I mean, I'm over these people, man. Like, people don't even go to the movies anymore. It's over. Cut.
What if I told you that St. Christopher, who is often depicted as a dog-headed saint, actually was a dog-headed saint? And not only that, but I could prove it. Would you keep watching? You see, not only have these dog-headed creatures been talked about throughout history, but I actually found one. A petrified one. A really, really, really well-known petrified one. But before I show you actual evidence of the Egyptian demigod Anubis's remains, I gotta build a case. And I'm gonna let a few people who have built the case for this do this for me.
Throughout history, there have been numerous accounts of dog-headed people living in distant lands. You've probably seen images of the cynocephalus before. Cyno means dog, and cephalus means of the head. For example, you've probably seen the Egyptian god Anubis, the god of death and embalming. Anubis has been found in Egyptian tombs, and he has the body of a man and the head of a jackal. This is a cynocephalus. The detailed written accounts by explorers, conquerors, and missionaries of these cynocephali in India, Asia, Africa, and Europe are actually rather consistent. In fact, these strange beasts were described in writings as recent as the last few hundred years.
This is why y'all flooded the earth. Because we started splicing, we started going crazy. And y'all wasn't having it.
We had a noise come in by those oak trees that was just, it was, Tony, it was hideous. And it was a growl. And it was a growl, and it was so intense that it rattled the inside of my chest cavity. And it just was it was hideous, man. I mean, I've been on the farm, all my life, and I've seen all different kinds of farm animals. I've hunted bear, I've hunted deer, I've seen all kinds of different things. This was not a typical growl. I've heard bear growls. That's not what this was. And it was so intense that it did something to me, and I could tell that it was affecting my friend. And it rattled the inside of my body, and I began to notice that it caused my heart to speed up. And it was pumping, and I was getting really excited, but it was an uncomfortable feeling that I cannot describe. But it was like it affected my breathing rate. It was affecting how my heart, and I began to feel nauseous. I began to feel very sick to my stomach, and it became more intense. And then it was almost like I couldn't hear the growl, but I could still feel it inside of me. And it got terrifying. It was terrifying. That's when I felt like I was frozen, that I could not move. I could not move my legs. I couldn't turn around. I could see Harry beside of me, and he was in the same shape. And as a matter of fact, I noticed, and it must have been me as well, but when I looked at my friend, I could tell that he was slumped in his shoulders and was kind of looking.
Hold up, y'all. Dogman was draining the shit out their energy at that moment. Dogman was just preparing for dinner. He was massaging the meat from far. Let's get back to it.
Break down. And so all this is going on, and I could still hear objects and things around me. But if you've ever had what you call tunnel vision, and that's what I felt like I had tunnel vision. Things were sped up around me, but yet I was in slow-mo. I was just in slow motion and could not do anything. That's when I heard something come in on the trail beside of us. The same trail that I had used to walk in from my walk beside the creek. And the creek come up behind our camp. Well, there was something coming. I could hear the steps. To be honest, I felt something coming. It was a feeling that I cannot describe, and it felt like, hey, something is coming. And in the fire glow of the camp, and in the lantern which was adjacent to us, I could see movement. And I felt something, and I kept looking, and I'm looking, and I'm catching something walking in, and it is bipedal. And I guess the thoughts of, is this beast, is this man? I don't know what that it is. And as it begins to get closer, I see a bipedal, canid type wolf-like beast. 2 legs, and it's walking towards me. I can't move, I can't use my legs, I can't use my arms. This intense feeling, I'm almost can't breathe. It has sped my rate of breathing up like I had run a race. And this thing's getting closer to me. And as it gets closer to me, I notice the ears on it are erect, and they're like pointed towards me. and it's staying outside the glow of the fire, but it's getting closer and backing away, coming back, going back and forth, and it's pacing left and right. And then it walks in. And as it walks in, I can see this thing sniffing the air. And it's almost as if it's sniffing me. And I look back now, I wonder if it was trying to sniff fear. And then it grins at me. This thing exposes its teeth. And by this point, it comes in close enough, within 15 to 25 yards, and it exposes itself. And I'm seeing something that should not exist. This thing does not exist on this earth. And is it a man in a costume? Is this a hoax being played? Is it a joke? All these things going through my mind. But you got to also understand what is affecting my body. There's something not right with my body. Can't move, can't do anything, and this thing's getting closer. The only thing I could think of at the time was my religious upbringing. And I'm thinking, whatever this is, it's going to take me out. It's going to eat me or kill me. And I began to pray, and I prayed the shepherd's prayer, David's prayer, the Psalm 23rd. And I began to pray. And when I began to pray, I just felt like I was regaining my mind back. But I could see this thing, and it was not moving closer. Now I'm praying in my mind. I'm not praying verbally yet. But this thing's staring at me, I'm staring at it, and I'm saying the prayer, and then I began to verbally pray. And I began to pray hard and louder and louder. Lord is my shepherd, I shall not fear. And by God's grace, I felt stronger. The intensity was still there, but I'm like, if it eats me or whatever. But I'm beginning to gain what I felt at the time. I began to feel strength, and I began to feel stronger. And I felt, I don't know if it was my hands or my leg that moved first, but I moved. I no longer was like a child that was so afraid to get out of its bed to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. I felt stronger. And at some point, my senses come to me, and I moved. And when I moved, my training kicked in, and I retrieved my firearm with my right hand. And I had on my possession, it actually was my department-issued weapon at the time. And I pulled my firearm, and I pointed it at this creature. And when I did, the creature moved backwards. This beast, this demon, whatever I was seeing that should not exist, it moved. And that told me that this animal was intelligent. It was something to the animal. It moved backwards. And I'm standing there, and I've got the firearm. You have to understand that we're trained, and we know, I mean, in a millisecond, you've got to make decisions. When you let off a round and it leaves the end of your weapon, you've got to know where that round is going to. You've got to know what your target is. You've got to know, is that a man? Is it an animal? And I was real hesitant to pull that trigger. I still I just couldn't fathom that this was anything but a man, because it looked so much like a man. And I couldn't pull the trigger. And I lowered my gun. And when I lowered my gun, this creature advanced on me. The beast come closer and started walking towards me. And I felt at that point, it's a given. It's paid for. It's still approaching me. I'm trained to protect myself. I've got someone behind me I've got to take care of too. All these things going through my mind. Everything I've described to you, and it's taken me 3 minutes, 5 minutes. This is what a policeman has to make up his mind in milliseconds. I fired twice. I raised my firearm and I discharged 2 rounds, tac-tac, almost sound like one. At the same time I shoot, simultaneously, whether if it was a sympathetic reaction or what, the man behind me, Harry, discharges his double-barrel shotgun. So I fired 2 rounds, he's fired 2 rounds, but when I fire my 2 rounds, poof. The creature that was in front of me, I don't know where it went. I heard noises going up the wall, but I didn't see it. It was almost as if this thing just dissipated. Yet I heard noises going up the wall. To this day, I don't know what happened and where it went to. But behind me, when my partner discharges his shotgun and he fires 2 times, I hear a squall, I hear a scream. So behind me, I've turned around at this point. I'm still trying to cover from that angle. I'm hearing something above us again. I'm hearing the screams or squall of something that sounds like a cross between a pig and some hideous animal. We've got a solid cane break that is behind these trees that runs along the creek. And I'm seeing the cane, just, there's something going crazy in the cane. I also hear my partner running. At this point, he snatched up some stuff that was in the camp, and he's left me.
See you, Martin.
See you, Bubba. And so Bubba is gone, man. Bubba, he's left Martin, man.
Wow.
And so, I don't know what to think or do. And it's comical looking back now, but I'm frightened out of my wits' end. The only thing I can think of is, hey, if he's leaving, I need to go with him. And so I've still got my firearm in my hand, and you have to understand, I'm 32 years of age at that time. So I'm running with my firearm. I say I remember, but honestly, I don't. I don't know how I cleared the bumper on the pickup truck. But I was into the back of the pickup truck immediately. Gun still out. Gun in my holster, I don't know. But I felt like I still had my firearm, my handgun. And I get in the back end of this pickup truck. And I hear Harry hit the ignition, and he cranks up this old big Dodge truck. It's very loud. And he cranks it up, and he's trying to get her going. And in fact, he's rocking back and forth. And I've got my hand, and I'm beating on the top of the roof of this thing. Hurry up, saying all kinds of things. And then it hits me that's emergency brake. And I tell him to pop the brake. And he pops the brake, and at the same time as he starts to move, he cuts his headlamps on. He cuts his headlamps on, and then the realization as to what is taking place. Got creature over here that come in on my backside, that came in off the creek and followed me in. That is a werewolf, human-looking thing. We got stuff over here in a tree in the cane that possibly has been shot. I got something up on top of the ridge, and then the headlights come on. And when the headlights come on, it's bright enough that 100 to 150 yards out in the middle of this corn patch, where Harry, in fact, had been hunting that day, here's the man in the ghillie suit. But it's not a ghillie suit. And it's not one, there's 2 creatures. And these things are hideous. And when I tell the story, I don't normally tell the entire story because most people don't want to hear everything. But when I say that these things are not what you depict on TV, and it's not the Patty of California and the Gimlin film, these things were hideous. The headlights hit them. The biggest one is standing on 2 legs. The second one that was beside the creature, and I can't tell if they were male or female, but the smaller Bigfoot hairy man jumps down on all 4. It just sinks to a crawl.
Hold on a second. Bigfoot?
Oh yeah, there's totally. I'm sorry. I'm pretty worked up by this point telling the story.
No, it's fine.
These are not. When I describe the other in detail, and I let you know this is a wolf-like creature, a beast or a half man, half something. When the headlights turn on, I've got an 8-foot hairy man, what I call a hairy man or a Bigfoot, that are not canid lupus werewolf.
Off the rip, my black ass out of ran. Okay, that would have been my first conclusion. First thing come to my mind. All ass. If I had a fire weapon, I'm gonna let that bitch go, and I'm doing a dash. Okay, that's one. I mean, fear can cause paralysis. Definitely believe that part. Fear can cause paralysis. I mean, you would be paralyzed. Fear can paralyze you. So I can definitely believe that. And the second part was they started feeling sick, started feeling funny. Energies like that can drain you from far. I mean, from far. Even if they don't even manifest sometimes, they can drain your energy like super fast. Make you want to throw up, starting to feel cold. Your mind is completely fogged out. You can't even think straight. And this is when they get you. This is when they really get you, when you start to feel like that. But when you have hope and faith like he did, started, praying, things got a little bit better for them. Good thing he did that, because without doing that, they would have been cooked in them woods. In fact, how the story turned out, they were almost cooked. Literally, his friend was smart as hell, got up out of there, but he waited for him. So that's a true friend, because somebody else probably would have took off in that truck. And what it is with people going into these cornfields at night at that, what you looking for, you definitely gonna get it in them cornfields. I'm good, really good. Comment down below what y'all thought about this Dogman story. Let's keep it moving. Got more Dogman coming up.
Done a film on the Dogman, right?
Yeah. The story is that this kid, 15 years old, going coon hunting in the Kentucky Daniel Boone National Forest. He was with his grandfather. His grandfather was so old that he couldn't get out of the truck to go hunting with him. They had radios. They let the dogs go. They had 2 hunting dogs. Jake and Bo. Jake was the older dog, and then Bo was a new dog that Jake was training. The dogs take off. They have a scent, and he's tracking. And you can hear there's these coyotes coming in, and they start fighting his dogs. And Bo, the younger dog, he said you could hear Bo yep and then run away. So he's trying to get there, and all of a sudden he hears Jake come back, and the fight changes. These coyotes run off. He arrives on the scene. He pats Jake on the head, and Bo, he's on the other side of the tree. And so he hears Bo on the other side, and it sounds like he's eating a coyote. And when he comes around the tree, he realizes that Bo never came back. And what he was looking at was a dog that was so big that it was holding a coyote by this rib cage in its mouth. It was on all 4, and this dog sees him, and it stops chewing down on the coyote, and it stares at him, and then it did something that he didn't expect. It stood up on its hind legs. Dude. And then the dog took a step forward towards him, but he took off running. This thing took chase. Jake, his veteran dog, interfered. He said that this thing grabbed Jake and just hurled it through the woods, and you could hear Jake's body just crashing through trees, and he's like, my dog is done. He's running, and he trips over like a log or something, and he finds himself on his backside facing this thing, and then out of nowhere his dog again comes in and broadsides this thing and just viciously starts going after it. And he gets up and he starts running. He seriously hears this thing just tearing his dog to pieces. Oh my god. Like he can just hear it just ripping his dog apart. He's calling for Jake. Come on, Jake, come on. Jake's not coming. He runs to the truck where his grandfather is, and his grandfather's like, what's going on? And he's like, just go, just go. He's telling his grandfather what happened. They get out of the woods. His grandfather said to him, listen, if you're gonna hunt these woods, you have to understand there are things about this woods that are not normal. And if you can't come to grips with that, you shouldn't be hunting these woods.
Tell him now?
Yeah, I know, right?
Like a good neighbor, Jake ain't there. Jake did what he had to do. Jake played the important role, and he did what he had to do. He's man's best friend. He held it down. He saved your life. Listen, Jake did what he had to do. I'm rocking with Jake. Jake is the hero of the story. Comment down below my opinion.
The man in this video claims to have filmed a real dogman that is hunting him. But who are they? Dogmen are not just a myth, but creatures that look similar to humans, yet are covered in thick hair. They are often compared to werewolves, but there is one key difference. Their goal is always the same. In this video, the man hears a strange growl near his house. At first, he thought it was just a wild animal, so he went to check who it might be. He searched the entire property, but found nothing. Thinking it was just fear, he decided to explore the surroundings. But what he encountered on the road made him freeze in terror. He realized it's not worth tempting fate. Rushing back home, The man hoped the nightmare would end, but a few hours later, he hears footsteps on the roof of his house. Going outside to check, he realizes it's too late. Horror grips him to his very bones.
Oh.
What do you think? Is this real? Share your thoughts in the comments.
I ain't going out opening no damn door. What? So you telling me after you seen that dog man outside in front of you in your car, you heard something on your roof and you went outside? Man, let's drop it down below.
One of the creepiest encounters with Dogman was a story I heard out of West Virginia. Now, there was this man named Fred. Fred owned a farm and several acres of land, and he said he started to notice that he was losing livestock to something. And he said at the time he thought maybe a bear, maybe a mountain lion, but whatever this was, it kept coming back. We said one night him and his wife wake up and they hear sort of a banging sound at their back door. So he gets up, he goes to the back door, there's nothing there. And he said, for several months, every night something kept waking them up being at the back door. Well, he said one night he happened to be in his barn and he was working on his tractor, and he said all of a sudden his dog runs into the barn and just hides and is scared of something. He said he kept trying to get his dog to come out, but he was like terrified. So he's like, okay, whatever, just stay there. So he went back to working on his tractor, and he said out of the corner of his eye, next to the door, he sees a shadow of something run by. So he goes up to the door, he looks out, he doesn't see anything. He goes back to work on his tractor, and he said the next thing he knows as he was bending over, he feels something grabbing his leg. And when he looks down, he said there was a hand sticking through a hole in the barn, grabbing his leg. He said it was covered in fur, and it had these long, sharp nails. He said he hit it with this wrench that he had, and whatever it was let go. He runs outside of the barn, and he looks to, where this creature or whatever it was would have been, and he said there was nothing there. So he searched the whole entire area, and he said he couldn't get his dogs to pursue this, whatever it was. They were terrified. About a couple months later, he said, one night, as usual, he hears something messing with the back door. Except this time when he comes out to the back door, he actually notices this tall, wolf-like creature staring at him through the window, and he takes this photograph. And he said right after he took the photograph, whatever it was just took off running and ran into the woods behind his house. And he said still to this day he has livestock go missing, but he has no idea what this thing is.
I don't know what's going on, but I got questions. It's not racist, but do Dogman go after black people? Because all the Dogman stories I'm running across, it's the white people. Dogman only go after white people? That's some racist shit, Dogman. But I ain't judging. I am not judging, okay? If that's what you like, that's what you like, okay? I'm totally fine with that. Really, though.
This guy went to what's called a gifting rock, which is nothing more than an altar in the woods, and gave something to it. And then what you see right here, these giant sets of eyes, is what followed him home. Ladies and gentlemen, let me say this to you. Don't be putting offerings on altars in the woods, because you don't know what that's an altar to. And this is what followed him home. Now, sir, I want you to understand something, sir. I need you to calm down. Calm down, sir. That's a Dogman. Listen, in this video, this guy went to what's called a gifting rock, which is nothing more than an altar in the woods, and gave something to it. And then what you see right here, these giant sets of eyes, is what followed him home. Ladies and gentlemen, let me say this to you. Don't be putting offerings on altars in the woods, because you don't know what that's an altar to. And this is what followed him home. Now, sir, I want you to understand something, sir. I need you to calm down. Calm down, sir. That's a dog.
F around and find out. Me, I'm good. I don't want to find out nothing about Dogman. I'd rather just keep him on TikTok.
Nothing. Oh my God. Uh-oh, you okay?
man. Yo, nah, bro. Cut, bro. Nah, that made me cry, bro. He Dogman them, bro. He Dogman them, bro. Like, he pull up. Yo, listen. If I had to face Dogman, I'm facing Dogman with that gorilla. Comment down below. Nah, bro.
Oh my goodness. Oh, wow.
Stop! Right in tornado! Drop it down! Right in front of us! Look! It's right in front of us! Drop it down! Where's it? Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh my god! Oh I've never seen anything like this after getting out of the car! There it is! Over here!
There he goes. There he goes. 3 down. It might flip the truck.
I hope everybody who was in that storm made it through. Seriously. Man, listen, if you get hit with those hell pellets, it's over, bro. Like, we talking about 100 punches per second. Insane. Comment down below. Hashtag safety for the people that was in that storm.
How much? On a Smith climb machine, I've been able to do 270, maximum 280. And with that right there, approximately 425. So I've got 425 pounds over there. Okay. And I want to see you. What is it called? Bench pressing with the legs? I don't know what that's called.
It's called a leg press, like 45-degree angle.
Bench press with your legs. That's what I'm gonna call it. So let's go do that right now. Let's see if you can do that because that's like pretty amazing. Come on over.
Take my foot off.
What was that breath? Was that getting old?
Just making bones. I feel like I'm getting old. Actually, I've got this thing behind me. I'm gonna have to pull it out. Yeah, mic pack. There we go. One.
Wow, you've been going forever, I'm sure. Okay, we got another test. I have one that I'm more interested in.
Okay.
It's the smell test. Smell test. Okay. Over here. So you have a sensitive smell more than the average human, right?
Yes.
Put this up. Now I want you to guess what's on the plate just by smelling it. Let's start with plate number 1. Smell it.
Chocolate.
Yeah, it's chocolate. Oh, that's funny because I can't smell that at all. I really can't. I've got sense of smell. What's that one?
Blood. Steak.
Yeah! Wow! That was, isn't that funny at all that he said blood first? He said blood. I thought he was going to say...
Can you blame me?
Okay, and last but not least... I don't even know what that is. I think I know.
It's a fruit. Mango.
Close.
Close.
Well, is it a mango? Yes, it's a mango! Thank you very much! Woo!
I say it's cap. You know how these TV shows be, they got the little headphones in their ear, they let them know what's going on, so that, you know, I mean, I don't know. I think boy cap. The internet is strong nowadays. The internet could definitely find out who he is. If he's like 80 years old now, 70 years old now, it's cap, okay? Let me know what y'all think about this vampire right there.
Y'all, this is a creepy video coming out of New Orleans, Louisiana. This was captured by a woman and her girlfriends. They were just out enjoying the night, dancing, when a random man comes up to her and starts basically freaking on her. Didn't think anything of it until they saw his facial expressions, and it completely weirded them out. Tons of people are chiming in saying, you've met a New Orleans vampire or it's a demon. And honestly, looking at his facial expressions, truly terrifying. Take a look at this. Comment below and tell me what you think.
brother did not blink not one time, okay? He didn't blink not one time. Dead giveaway. That brother right there is not human. We blink. He didn't blink. Comment down below.
So I got sent in this piece of footage from Utah, and it's very strange of someone spotting some sort of transparent egg-shaped UFO floating across the sky. Bit of a backstory here, so let me read this out to you. I was in Utah during the day when I noticed something strange in the sky. It was shaped like an egg and looked almost transparent, but it was clearly moving across the sky on a straight path. What really stood out to me was when it didn't drift or wobble. Even though there was wind at the time, it just kept going steadily, and it didn't look like it moved up or down. It wasn't a plane, drone or balloon, and the whole thing left me confused because I couldn't figure out what I was actually seeing. Kind of strange. And then there's this piece of footage here that came out last year of a very strange, peculiar thing floating through the sky. It almost looks like a jellyfish, and it was glowing and emitting light from its center. I mean, clearly this thing is freaking odd, mate. Not saying that it's anything kind of alien in nature, but what in God's green earth is that? It does look like the egg-shaped UFO that we are quite familiar with, that many people have seen, and it's just kind of cruising along like a lot of the other strange things that we see as well. So, I don't know, mate. What do you guys think?
I truly don't know, man, but like I tell y'all all the time, look up because you might miss it. And I really mean that. Look up because you really might miss it. Damn. Nephilim. Oh. Yo. Everybody got 6 fingers, 6 toes, 7 toes. Yo, Nephilim, descendants of the Nephilims. That's what I could come up with. Comment down below what y'all think about that. Incest, is that incest or something like that? Or they just Nephilims? Yo, you know how long I ain't see somebody with like 6 fingers? I mean, back in the days, I'm sure I had somebody in school who had the little extra finger there. Since back in the days, I haven't seen anybody like that anymore. Interesting. Comment down below if you knew somebody who had one of those little extra fingers on the side. Comment down below.
Over 50 years. It all happened to this 23-year-old Mexican student pilot named Rafael Perez, who was going out to fly a plane on his own for the first time in 1976. And I can't think of any other explanation to what happened to him next. He takes off at about 8:30 a.m. at an airport close to Mexico City on a training flight expected to take about an hour or so. But almost immediately after taking off, Rafael is surrounded by a thick fog that rolls in out of nowhere, and he can barely see what's directly ahead of him. He tries contacting air traffic control for help, but strangely doesn't hear back from anyone. Now he realizes something definitely isn't right, so he attempts to turn left to loop back around to the airport, but his plane isn't turning. It just keeps flying straight. And then randomly, his plane starts speeding up, rapidly climbing higher and higher into an enormous cloud patch above him completely on its own. He's gaining altitude so fast that he ends up passing out. Next thing he knows, he's waking up in his cockpit, scrambling to his senses, realizing that he somehow hasn't crashed the plane. Rafael looks out the window and he's cruising along just fine, seeing nothing but the open ocean out ahead of him, the fog now completely gone. He checks the time and realizes something isn't right. It's 11:30 a.m., meaning he was out cold for well over 2 hours. The fact that his plane was still flying was already miraculous enough, but then he looks up his coordinates and finds out that's the least of his problems. He was way out above the ocean, further from the coastline than he's ever been. But what didn't make any sense was that the distance from the airport he took off from to where he was now was way further than what a plane could have physically traveled in that time span. An amateur first-time pilot who was passed out just set a world record flight time by accident. Not just that, but his fuel gauge was still almost full, and again, there's no way he could have traveled that far while barely burning his tank. Almost like he was either accelerated by an external force or maybe even teleported. He has no idea what's going on when finally a voice comes in over the radio asking if he's okay. Rafael responds explaining his situation, how he flew into a fog, lost control of his plane, then passed out and now has no idea how he got here. there. The guy on the other end of the radio is Carlos, air traffic control, who oddly asks Raphael if he's alone in his plane, to which he replies, yes, of course I am. Carlos then lets him know that he's actually off the coast of the Mexican city of Acapulco, which would have normally been a 3-hour flight, but he somehow got there in a little over an hour. And there was something very concerning he had to tell him in person. So Raphael lands the plane at the Acapulco airport, and immediately men in suits rush him as he's getting off the plane to take him to a hospital. They test him and verify he's completely sober. A psychologist even confirms he's clinically sane. Raphael has no idea what's going on, and so they finally reveal what really happened to him during his flight. Turns out that while he was out, Raphael actually had a full-on conversation with Carlos that he doesn't remember at all, and it was all recorded. And what Raphael said over the radio is a little disturbing. The pilot is speaking because he is ordered to. That is, it is his voice he speaks, but not of his own free will. We will use it as a microphone. Your equipment is too primitive. No matter who we are or where we come from, it is enough for you to know that we are beings of this universe where you belong. Our planet is many light years away, but we are physically equal. I repeat that all races in the universe are physically equal. You are not alone in the universe, and there are other races that are far away from you, and we are watching you. For the next hour, Raphael talks about humans being the only intelligent species in the universe that still partakes in warfare and violence among their own kind, going back and forth in discussion with Carlos on how humanity's on the trajectory of nuclear annihilation and may end up getting exterminated if they continue down this path. That we are an inferior civilization on the grand scale of the universe, and there are even other species physically similar to us but mentally much more developed. It appears as though some extraterrestrial entity took control of Raphael and his plane and used his body as a vessel of communication to speak with other humans, initially speaking to them in Spanish, and this all really happened. You can even find a log and the actual original audio of the entire convo online. They even tested the alien, asking it questions in English and German, to which Raphael responded with perfect understanding and fluency in those languages. Yet he only ever spoke Spanish before this. No one had or still has any idea how Raphael ended up off the coast above the ocean, or what caused him to start saying the things that he was saying. A very detailed conversation that Raphael has zero recollection of, which some attribute to some form of temporary psychosis. But speaking in English and German, and the oddly specific nature of the dialogue suggests otherwise, because another declassified report from Mexico that happened just a year before then might explain who or what this was. In 1975, another pilot, Carlos de los Santos, was flying above this area, just a little north of Acapulco, the same region Raphael got possessed in just a year later. This time, the pilot is surrounded by two metallic craft hovering right above his wingtips, and a third directly under him. Again, there's a full audio record of this online as it's happening in real time, and you can hear the terror in the pilot's voice. The three craft take control of his airplane, which he described looking exactly how UFOs are reported to look like today. Smooth exterior, no visible propulsion system at all. Controlling his plane for a whole 18 minutes before zipping away. After they left, the pilot landed safely, only to be medically examined as totally sober and sane, and approached by the all too familiar men in black, who told him he didn't see anything. Who in an interview the pilot himself revealed they said in Spanish, "If you appreciate your life, don't talk to anyone." Seems like the United States isn't the only country to get visited by aliens and UFOs, it's just the one with the loudest mouthpiece. These are official reports of alien possession and UFOs that the Mexican government quickly buried almost 50 years ago, as they had no explanation for them, only to regain attention recently on the internet. Which really makes you think, how many more reports are out there in different countries around the world that haven't been made public? Hey, for entertainment purposes only, right, Mr. FBI guy watching this video?
The only reason things are coming to the front line is because it's over. The movie's over. You know what I'm saying? The movie's over. Popcorn ran out. No more bonbons. It's just cup of teas left. I mean, that's all that's left. Cup of tea. If you ain't sipping on the tea, you missing out. That's all that's left. All the illusion is gone. Hollywood is gone. Pizza they eating is gone. It's cook. It's cook at this point. They have to tell us. They have to tell us. It's over. In this case right here, right? This case, this is not the first time this happened. This happened in many other countries where the beings took over communication, even other beings. Okay? This is not the first time it happened.
龙眼，龙眼，我操，看看看，我操，就是龙眼，我操，我靠，两个龙眼，看到没有？
I'm not gonna lie to y'all, that look like Shenron. If you know, you know. That look like Shenron to me. Again, Shenron. your own research.
快点拍一下，拍下了没有？快点拍，快点拍。
这是原视频，当时大雷声音很大，而且有土腥味。最后那个龙不知道为什么消失了。
我靠！
They hid all the dragons and gave us dinosaurs. Drop it down below. Tell me what y'all think about these dragon flicks. Into the Dragon. Safe to say RIP to that man.
I think we have found a perfect place to place the trail camera. So this trail running along here is literally the only entrance and exit for this entire valley.
Don't tell me bro by himself in the middle of the jungle again. Bro is by himself in the middle of the jungle. Nah.
And you can see it's very narrow, so it's very easy to funnel the animals in one spot. You know exactly where they'll be walking. It's very dense around here. So I guess animals can walk wherever they want. They don't need the trail. But I'm almost 100% convinced we'll catch some animals on this trail. Just look at how nice that is. I just have to find a good spot to place the camera. I'm not too concerned about people finding the camera. This trail isn't used a lot because it's just a one-way. It's not a through-way.
One way.
So maybe a tree. I reckon this tree could maybe work. Although that's going to be very obvious. Maybe if we find something that's a little further into the tree line, so it's better hidden, this could perhaps work. Idea what that was. That was not an animal. I think I'm gonna leave.
He heard the call and hauled ass. Can't knock him. Drop it down below.
We have these two planet-sized objects that seem to appear to fly into the sun, triggering some form of coronal mass ejection. It's kind of weird to kind of say that sentence in itself, right? Now, for those of you that know this channel, we know that we have reviewed a lot of stuff from the Soho craft, and we do see a lot of weird stuff happening in and around the sun itself. And it goes back to that age-old theory, is the sun a potential stargate, right? rather than it just being this big ball of fire in the sky, could this be some sort of plasma connection to do with the rest of the cosmos, a plasma map if you will, where objects seem to come and go? And look at the size of these things that look like they enter. Not too long ago I shared a video on this channel of a strange triangular weird object that seemed to be floating around the sun, which again was apparently estimated to be around like a moon or a planet size. I don't know, never was explained. Still weird to this day, and again we get all sorts of weird stuff happening on the Soho spacecraft itself. So I don't know, mate, these things are like manta rays or something, mate. I don't know, and then just go in, crash, and then throw them.
You more entertained or concerned when you saw King Yella pass out doing an interview drinking liquor?
I was really concerned. Yeah, I was really concerned, cause the boy channel done fell off. You know, he have a big YouTube channel. He should be big up there with dirt. So to see him falling off, looking like he finna turn into the town drunk, drinking whiskey out the bottle, as a Yella young too, from Chicago, come up in the drill music, man, that's supposed to be somewhere giving youth summits. Man, with that game, with that name, coming from that era, attached to all these big names, I'm somewhere in a small rural town with youth programs playing off my name and what I know. Yeah, so yeah, I was sad to see that, man. See, man, I used to secretly not like him, but like him. Yeah. I thought he was a bully at first, but then I see he just a big, he's just a big fella, big teddy, bro. So but now seeing patting on that chest after he took that squid, yeah, that's what's happening. Eating that motherfucking fast food, nigga, and not working out. Think you go live around and drink, and yeah, that's unhealthy, big young.
So did you reach out afterwards, maybe send a get well message online or something?
No, nigga, I ain't sending no message dragging out the bottle on TV. I just feel bad at the moment. But once he hit the ground, I ain't feel bad no more. Once that picture hit the ground and he slapped on his chest 4 or 5 times and looked like he was about to die, I said, I ain't feel bad. I would feel bad if he died now. I just feel bad because that just happened just then. But had he died, I wouldn't go feel bad.
So, why do you think
people... I'm going to make fun of him. I ain't going to bullshit that die. I'm going to make fun of him.
Shout out to King Yella.
Yeah, but I'm gonna make fun of him. He lucky he ain't die.
Shortly after going to the hospital and recovering, he preached about health and taking care of himself. Do you feel he's truly inspired to change, or was it just a reaction for content?
Nah, you know how I get scared after the heart attacks. You know how half their face leaning now because it's drooping, your arms tingling. He don't know if it's gonna happen again. You know how they try to get scared. It's just like when they go to jail. He come out talking the church talk. Let him get in good 4 months. Nigga, he ain't talking his churchy no more. So you know, same thing. Give him 2 more months. He back squeaking that bottle online. I bet you don't see him in no gym working out with no motherfucking gloves on, sweating, doing no motherfucking sit-ups and jump ropes and jumping jacks. Yeah, he gonna keep on.
See, I had told y'all that the music industry has collapsed and they're keeping it hush hush. Do y'all know Lizzo over here? All right. Here she is herself exposing that all of your favorite artists have been dropping projects, albums, summer bangers, right? But nobody is hearing about it unless you are Beyonce. I told y'all in that last video with Cardi B, but a lot of y'all were saying I'm capping, I'm reaching and all that type of stuff. Well, she is saying that everyone is moving to TikTok and interacting with their fans in real time, performing live performances and all that type of stuff because everything has changed. Check this out.
The music industry is in complete shambles right now, and you can use that to your advantage. Back in the day, the music industry was very algorithmic, as any other industry was, but that industry was controlled to a certain extent. Now that we are in the digital streaming age, there is no control over the algorithm. And it is stressing people the fuck out, myself included. Every major artist besides Beyonce has dropped music this year, or is planning to drop music this year, or has featured on somebody's record this year. I dropped a mixtape over the summer. I had SZA and Doja Cat on it, and I just dropped the deluxe to my mixtape today. And yet there are still people who don't even know I dropped music. Every major artist from Lady Gaga to Drake has dropped albums this year, and yet everyone is saying there's no song of the summer. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. It's not because the music isn't incredible. It's because the way that the algorithm is set up, no one can serve the masses anymore. This industry used to be based on serving the masses. Basically like servicing your song out to certain channels and certain radio stations. The internet space wasn't so congested. There was a clear channel back in the day for major artists to put their music out and serve the masses. Now you have to serve your people.
So yeah, think about it. Everybody's got their own private television or computer in their pocket now, and you could just swipe up to watch whoever it is that you want to watch. You know what I'm saying? Why would you want to watch wrestling when you can just watch basketball or music videos or watch someone on TikTok perform? So instead of the narrative being controlled in some shape, form, or manner, it doesn't necessarily have to be. Everybody's in their own universe, kind of, in a way. But yeah, now if you look on TikTok, there's a whole bunch of quote-unquote celebrities doing that thing now, y'all. This is the new shift. It's here. But yeah, y'all, let me know what you guys think about this video. Like, follow, and share for more videos like this. Let's continue to get it.
It's Cook. I really don't care.
No comment. Not right now.
In November of 2009, a woman named Laura Silsby founded a non-profit, the New Life Children's Refuge, which described its mission as attempting to rescue orphaned and abandoned children in Haiti and Dominican Republic. 2 months later, on January 29, 2010, Silsby was arrested for attempting to traffic 33 orphaned children out of Haiti without documentation.
Are some of the 33 Haitian children an American Baptist group allegedly tried to unlawfully take out of the country on Saturday.
Laura Silsby says the group paid no money for the children.
The mistake obviously we made is we did not understand that there was additional paperwork required.
Would later learn through WikiLeaks that Hillary Clinton was sent email updates from Uma Abedin and other associates regarding Silsby's incarceration and developing legal case. This was not the first time Silsby found herself facing child trafficking charges. Silsby had been caught once before by Haitian police attempting to traffic 40 children out of the country. However, in that incident, no charges were brought against her, and she was merely turned back at the border. A week after Silsby was apprehended the second time, on February 7th, 2010, former President Bill Clinton appointed Silsby a lawyer by the name of Jorge Puello. Puello was successful in getting Silsby's charges reduced to 6 months. Jorge Puello also had a colorful history with human trafficking. He was convicted of operating an international sex trafficking ring involving women and underage girls out of Central America and Haiti. Puello's wife was also arrested on the same charges. In 2011, Silsby was appointed as CFO of the software company Connexus and would later become its vice president of marketing. One of IPAW's functions is to issue Amber Alerts to the public in the event of kidnapping. The Amber Alert system was set up during Bill Clinton's presidency. In 2015, Laura Silsby married Norman Gaylor and took his last name, which is how her name now appears on the Connexus website. How does a woman who was caught multiple times attempting to traffic children internationally get promoted to the executive team of the preeminent kidnapping warning system in the country? Izette Folger, a close friend of Clinton associate James Alefantis, gave a statement in support of Silsby during her trial. Folger is the daughter of Michael Maccabee, who coaches leaders of Nuestros Pequeños Hermanos, or NPH, a large organization that runs orphanages all over the world. Folger's son, Max Maccabee, is on the board of directors of an NPH orphanage called Friends of the Orphans, which is one of the 760 orphanages operating in Haiti and happens to be the exact orphanage from which Silsby was caught trafficking children. Curiously, Max Maccabee gave an emphatic and lengthy statement of support for Comet Pizza during a contentious neighborhood commission meeting back when the Pizzagate controversy exploded. It is also worth noting here that Frank Giustra, owner of the Radcliffe Foundation, is on the board of directors for the Clinton Foundation and is a major donor to the organization. The logo of El Pita Home, a refugee center founded by the Radcliffe Foundation, happens to be almost identical in shape and color to the boy lover symbol that the FBI declassified in 2007. Scandals seem to follow the Clintons. Their ties to pedophilia don't end there.
It's been rough. It's been rough for these people. If you look at it, right? If the rapture was tomorrow or at the end of the year, these people never had a chance. Never had a chance.
Remember that McDonald's Monopoly game where, like, if you win, you get cash prizes and all that? It was rigged. You was never going to win. How do I know that? Well, let me introduce you to the man who rigged it, an ex-cop by the name of Uncle Jerry. That's not his real name, but you knew that. His name was Jerome Jacobson, but everybody called him Uncle Jerry. They said, "Hey, yo, Unc." He said, who that? They said, "Well, we're the Simon Marketing Agency. We heard you used to be police, so we'd like to hire you as our chief of security." You see, the Simon Marketing Agency was in charge of the Monopoly game for McDonald's. So they hired Uncle Jerry as their chief of security so he can guard the winning pieces. And Uncle Jerry was outstanding. He would follow employees to the bathroom, check their shoes, make sure there's no missing winning pieces, check everyone's bag before they went to work. At one point, he would peek over security guards and watch them type in their code like he was just joking. They'd be like, as they type in their code, he'd be like, "You fired? You should not let me see that code." And that's when the Simon Marketing Agency and McDonald's had a problem. They began to trust him. They said, "Jerry, you take your job seriously." He said, "I know." They said, "Boy, you don't even smile." He said, "I know." Jerry goes home. Goes to his brother-in-law. He said, "Boy, I took one of them winning pieces from McDonald's. Them folk, trust me. I'm going to give it to you. You give me some of the money, and then we good." His brother-in-law said, "Why can't you just win?" Jerry said, "Because if I win, it's going to be suspicious." His brother-in-law said, "Oh, you smart, Jerry. Boy, when we get this money, I'm finna tell everybody." Uncle Jerry said, "Ooh, perhaps I've done too much." Jerry realizes if he keeps giving prizes to people he knows, it's eventually going to trace back to him. So Uncle Jerry begins to find people he trusts so they can give out the prizes for him. But those people he trusts start giving those prizes to people they know too. In fact, one of Uncle Jerry's middlemen, another dude named Jerry, starts taking the prizes his damn self. His wife said, "Jerry," he said, not to be confused with Uncle Jerry. Yes, I'm the middleman, Jerry. She says, "You keep getting these prizes from Uncle Jerry and then cashing them out yourself or getting your brother to cash them out. Ain't they gonna catch on to you?" He said, "Nah, man." They caught on. And here's where things start to get wicked. You see, at this point, the scam is huge. Uncle Jerry is passing it along to a bunch of middlemen. Those bunch of middlemen are passing them on to a bunch of other people. It's so big that one of the people talks. They call in the FBI and leave an anonymous tip. McDonald's Monopoly game, a scam. Look into these people. The FBI agent said, "Who this?" They said, "You ever heard of an anonymous tip?" Hangs up. The FBI does some digging, and lo and behold, all the winners pretty much know each other. They said, "Oh, McDonald's scamming." They call McDonald's. They said, "You scamming." McDonald's said, No. We sell our food at legitimate prices." The FBI said, No, we talking about the Monopoly game." They said, "Oh." McDonald's said, "Man, we let the Simon Marketing Agency deal with all that. We just count the racks." FBI agent said, "Okay, well, it's a lot of money." And McDonald's said, "Boy, you know who we are? You think we care about some million here, million there?" The FBI said, "That makes sense." They go over to the Simon Marketing Agency. Simon Marketing Agency said, "Look, everything we do is legit. This is Uncle Jerry." Uncle Jerry said, "What's good?" Cool as a fan. Remember, ex-police. He said, "Let me show you how I do things." Shows them the whole process. They said, "That guy good. He don't even smile." He said, So the FBI is stuck. They go back to McDonald's. They say, "Look, you need to run another game. We gonna catch the winners in the act." McDonald's said, "Do whatever you want. All we do is talk money." FBI said, "Bet." This dude named Michael gets a ticket from Uncle Jerry. The FBI said, "Oh, we gonna deliver that prize personally." They bring a giant check to Michael, all dressed as McDonald's workers. They bring a camera crew, all that. They say, "Michael, congratulations." He said, "Man, y'all didn't have to come all this way." They said, "No, we wanted to." He said, "Bet, appreciate y'all." They put a wiretap on his phone. They leave. He picks up the phone. He said, "Boy, I can't believe them folk bought it. We scamming." The FBI said, "Gotcha." The FBI is able to connect all the dots, and they keep hearing one common name, Uncle Jerry. So they bring everyone in, around 50 people, including Uncle Jerry. Uncle Jerry said, Uncle Jerry don't do no talking. Uncle Jerry ex-police. Uncle Jerry gets a lawyer. Uncle Jerry's lawyer does all the talking. He said, first things first, look at Uncle Jerry. Uncle Jerry said, the FBI said, what that mean? Uncle Jerry's lawyer said, the only way you're going to get him to talk is if you give him a deal. The FBI said, Uncle Jerry. Uncle Jerry said, the FBI said, all right. Uncle Jerry tells them the only reason he started scamming in the first place is because remember that company he worked for, Simon Marketing? He said every time they ran the numbers and a winner from Canada would win, they would run the numbers again to ensure people from the USA won, because people from the USA spend more money on fast food. Meaning the monopoly game for McDonald's was a scam, even without Uncle Jerry. McDonald's comes in and says, objection. It was Simon Marketing. We hired them in audit. In fact, we just fired them right now and we suing them. Simon Marketing slides in and says, suing us? We suing you. Wrongful termination. We did our job. We ain't know Uncle Jerry was doing all that. McDonald's said, objection. The judge said, McDonald's, open your ears, not your mouth. Give Simon Marketing $16 million. Shut up. Uncle Jerry, you get 3 years. That's a good amount of information. McDonald's said, hold on. You talking about the dude who stole $30 million from us? He only get 3 years? The judge said, well, he didn't technically steal $30 million. He stole about $12 million. The rest of the millions he gave to like other people, and they all free to go too. McDonald said, they gonna run me that. That's my money. They gonna run me that. Judge said, boy, you ain't a girl, sister. Put your hand down. But everybody, give McDonald's back their money for real. About $100 a month for the rest of your life, which for all the money they stole and probably stashed away is pretty much nothing. The judge on top of that said, McDonald, this scam ran for 12 years under your watch. People thought they were gonna win. They got scammed. You on trial. This whole fiasco was going to be the worst look for McDonald's. The trial was set to start September 10th, 2001. Everybody was ready for the downfall of McDonald's, and then the next day happened, and something else took over the media. And McDonald's quietly gives away $10 million in prizes to make up for the past 12 years of Jerry taking like $30 million in prizes. As for Jerry retires. People believe he had a secret stack of cash that he saved, and he lived out the rest of it.
Y'all damn well know Uncle Jerry was stashing that money away.
Nah, this motherfucking Bobcat, it's a mountain lion up. I'm out here doodling. I'm looking at him today, dude. He doodling. No, nigga, we see you. Shut the fuck up, bitch. Let me get my other camera out. Look at this nigga. His shitty boo-boo ass. Oh, nasty ass animal. You're fucking nasty.
You are waiting for rapture. Funny, it already happened and it's still happening. It started long before you realized, and you have from now to the end of September to clock in. Now pay attention. When you think of rapture, you think of Jesus appearing in the sky. That's the story we were told in church. But the truth is deeper. Now look at how the script puts it. It says, at the last trump, for the trumpets shall sound. Look around. Who is the president right now? Trump. He is the last trump. He came, he left, he returned, and that makes him the last Trump. Now connect it to 2025. Put plus in between 2025. Add all of them together. What do you get? The number 9. 9 is the number of endings, end of a cycle, end of illusion, beginning of a new one. When we say rapture, here is the real one. It's not in the sky, it is inside you. Suddenly you stop reacting, you stop doing a lot of things. You are not the same anymore. You choose peace over being right. Conversations feels empty, places feels wrong. You crave solitude, silence, and meditation. This is the real rapture. The question is, have you been raptured, or you are still trapped in the old world? Now listen carefully. This is not prophecy. This world is a stage, and those who rule it are in the shadows. This September, they are planning a deception, a big lie that might change everything in this world. Now, the rulers of this world see how the collective consciousness is rising. They know they can't stop it. So, their last weapon is deception, to pull humanity back into fear and chaos. But this is exactly why you incarnated into this timeline. This is why from 2024, 2025, many of you began shifting. You felt called inward. You felt the pull into solitude. This was not random. It was an initiation, preparation for this very moment. Chosen ones, I'm speaking to you. This is the time to sharpen your intuition. Do not believe what you see in the skies, especially if it causes fear. They are projections, holograms, images so real that could fool even the awakened. If it happens, stay indoors. Do not look outside. Do not give your energy to the illusion. Now, two things. It's either it will happen energetically or physically. This is what they are trying to do. They want to hijack your perception, to drag you into the same system of control. But the truth of the matter is that when the collective truly awakens, they lose all power. This is why deception is their last final card. So hear me. Be not afraid. Stay grounded. Stay inward. This is the time to hold your love, joy, and peace frequency steadily. Hold it. Teach your loved ones. Remind your family to trust their intuition. Look inward. Do not look outside for truth. You know why? Because the only truth is the light inside of you. And that light cannot be deceived. And if you thought you were hearing me talk to you, no, I wasn't the one. You were hearing yourself talk back to you. Why? Because I have always been one with you. You are never separated from me. Neither are you separated from your brother. Neither are you separated from the all. We are all one. My name is the LC. I see you in the Ethers.
He's right. It's time for y'all to wake up. It's time for y'all to see through the illusions. We've been suffering long enough. It's time for us to claim that peace we're looking for. If we don't claim that peace we're looking for, we will never find it again. This is our last chance. We about to go out with a bang. And this bang is remembering who we are. Taking back what's rightfully ours. Our dignity, our mind, body, and soul. No more fear. Can't operate with fear. We were never meant to operate with fear, jealousy, and hate. We were loving people. We cared about the land. Now we don't, and it's sad. The fear must go, and we must rise. With that being said, guys, we have finally reached the end of the video. Man, we had some bangers today. I mean, bangers after bangers. I learned a lot. I hope you guys learned a lot also. And also, guys, don't forget to comment. With that being said, if you're not following me yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and hit that like button. Be a part of the family. Tap in with the Zone family. We all here to learn. Spread the positive energy. This is what the High Zone is about. Raising the vibration. It's the awareness. We are the family. With that being said, like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell for every time I drop. You tapped in with your boy. I appreciate everyone who's been following, everyone who's been commenting. I love you guys, man. Y'all the reason the High Zone is where it's at right now. Without you guys, the High Zone would not be where it's at. So I appreciate everybody who's been showing love from the bottom of my heart. Love.